Thank you for joining us for our weekly paradise. This is our first weekly paradise. So in this weekly paradise, we'll talk about the new release which is happening in the AWS front. So let's check out what are the new release for this month. So in October 2020, we have a new release from Amazon AWS, which is related to the Amazon S3 update. Before we go here, in 2018, we have two releases related to the S3, which was a major release. The first one was block public access. So they have created this blocking of public access on the entire account of the buckets. So if you create this blocking public access on the entire account, it will be blocked on all the buckets, and it can be controlled at the main page of S3 instead of inside the buckets. So that was the major feature which was added in 2018 last year. And another feature which was added was easily manage shared data sets with Amazon S3 access points. So they have created the access points for sharing of data sets from the Amazon S3. So these were the two things which was released in 2018. In continuing the same thing, Amazon S3 update, they have three new security and access control feature which is added and released in October 2020. The first one is the object ownership. So in the object ownership, what happens is when you create a S3 bucket and you share that bucket with the multiple account holder, so those multiple account holder can create an object in that bucket. But the problem was, what was happening is the moment they create a new object, the S3 actual bucket owner do not have a control on that, and there was a confusion in that. So to avoid that, they have launched this feature of object ownership. So you can now ensure that newly created object within a bucket have the same owner as the bucket. So even though the other account person who has access of your bucket and create an object, so even though he create an object or the other account person create an object, the bucket ownership or bucket owner will retain the access of that object. So that is very good and enhanced feature. Second one, the bucket owner condition. So basically whenever you write anything on a bucket, right, if you run a command and write the inside any object, or you add a object inside a bucket, basically, right, it does not check anything. So now you have a condition to check. So whenever you are writing or performing and writing, so if you confirm the ownership of the bucket, if you are the owner of the bucket, then only it will allow you to write, otherwise it will deny automatically. So that is again a very security access control feature check, so that you will not accidentally write to someone else bucket which has all the permissions open or public access enabled. So that is a security check for yourself to write accidentally to someone other buckets. It will check that condition all the time. And the third thing is copy API via access point. So access point, as mentioned here, right, in 2018 only it was enabled for Amazon S3. So now the enhanced feature is you can copy the API through an access point. So you can now use the S3 access point in conjunction with the S3 copy object API by using the ARN of the access point instead of the bucket. So that is again a good feature which is added to this. Let's check out what we have now. So let's talk about this. Second thing, Amazon RDS in Graviton 2 processors. So those who are not aware about the Graviton 2 processors, Graviton 2 processor is a custom built Amazon web service which runs on a 64-bit ARM Neoverse cores. So as you know that ECT uses multiple processors, like Intel is there, AMD is there. So these are the processors which is used by the AC2. But the Amazon has their own processors, custom built processor, which they call as Graviton 2. So Graviton 2 is the latest one, and it is available on the T4G, M6G, C6G and R6G instances. So if you choose these instances, you will get this Graviton 2 processors, and they claim it that they are very high performance, 40% better performance. So now the release says these Graviton 2 processors is available for the RDS also. So if you are going and creating an RDS instance, then you can choose these T4G, M6G, C6G and R6G instances which is running this Graviton 2 processor. One more thing which is they have mentioned here is free trial, which is available till 31st December 2020. So in this 31st December 2020, you can use T4G micro instances and you can utilize the hours which is mentioned here, and you can use it as per your requirement. Good thing to leverage. Let's check out next one. Next thing is Redis 6 compatibility for Amazon Elastic Cache. So Redis 6 has different version which is available till now, starting from 2 actually, and then 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 6 is now available for the Amazon Elastic Cache. So Redis, we all know it is used for memory caching in Elastic Memory Cache functionality and features. So Redis cluster you can create and utilize it. So it is launched for the Amazon Elastic Cache compatibility, and it is coming with the following features. The first one is a role-based access control. So RBAC is already, we all know, it's a very well-known features, role-based access control, available for multiple things in network as well. So you can Redis 6 is now utilize this RBAC-based access control, which is very good function. Next thing which is available now is client-side caching. So Redis cluster now support the client-side caching by tracking client request and sending in invalidation messages for the data stored on the client. So this is again server-side caching was there. Now we have a client-side caching also enabled for the Redis 6. The next thing which is available is significant operation improvement. So obviously this is the latest one. So they are claiming that it includes the several enhancement and improved application availability and reliabilities. So these are the things which was released. And thank you for listening to us. This is our first show on the Weekly Paradise. We'll continue and releasing, and we'll talking about the new release, upcoming release by the Amazons, and we'll discuss it every week. Thanks for the time.